Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by FanDuel. It's Monday, March 2nd, 2026. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Podcast listeners, this is for you.
Next to him, it's my Top Shot hot boy, Trey Kirby. Ayo. Ayo. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe. Podcast listeners, we love you too. 5-star ratings and reviews. It's Monday, so we do our NBA weekend winners and losers, but we did have another wedgie. It was Friday night. It came off a Jarrett Allen missed free throw in the Cavs-Pistons games, and we had a debate on Twitter and in our No Dunk Slack channel. Who gets credit for wedgie 52? Is it Jalen Tyson there on the Cavs, or is it Cade Cunningham with the Pistons? Look, you can make a case for either guy. And at first, Wedgie Tracker said Tyson. Mm-hmm. But we put the poll up, and the people said Cade. So Wedgie Tracker changed it. He said, we're going with the people.
Okay.
So Cade officially gets credit for that wedgie. But it's a real half-sack situation in the NFL, in my mind. Right?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking like a John Kruk sort of half-sack situation.
No.
Or a Manu Ginobili.
Yeah. No. Half sack, where like two guys take down the quarterback, and they're like, half for you, half for me.
Half for you, half for me.
Yeah, so I guess we could do that with wedgies if we really wanted to.
It's funny with
yeah.
free throw wedgies. I will always remember it as a free throw wedgie. I won't care about the rebound part of it. Remember when we celebrated 50 wedgies when we were with the Starters, the 16-17 season?
Mm-hmm.
We got Shaq in there doing his thing. We all think about it as a Marcus Smart free throw wedgie. But really, it was a rebound.
Putback rebound. Yeah, exactly.
That's when
a good
most
point.
of them do
That is
happen.
a good point.
So I'll always forget.
Because we
Jalen
have
and
to differ between the two, because there are legit free throw wedgies. Those are very rare,
Yes.
where a guy actually shoots it and it sticks in there. But anyway,
Some beauties.
Cade gets it, and still on a great pace. Hopefully we set the all-time record. Okay, let's get into NBA weekend winners. Trey, you get us started. Where do you want to go?
Got to be the Minnesota Timberwolves for me. I said on Friday when we're talking about our contenders, they got a big series of prove-it games coming up in the month of March. Proved it in a big way to me on Sunday with a win against the Nuggets in Denver. Got to be one of their best wins of the season. And to me, this was a Timberwolves team win more than anything, because Anthony Edwards was good, not great. 21 points on 19 shots, had 6 assists, was their main guy for sure, but a bunch of support players really came through for the Timberwolves. Dante DiVincenzo, I thought, was incredible in this one. 17 points, 5 threes, made 2 big steals when Denver was threatening in the fourth quarter. I think the Timberwolves did lead the entire second half after a huge second quarter, but Denver did a good job to get back in the game, and DiVincenzo had a couple of steals that turned into layups on the other side that I thought were just huge momentum plays for Minnesota. Jaden McDaniels was also good, 20 points, tough defense, hit a baseline floater that was kind of the dagger for this one. The bench for Minnesota outscored Denver 38-31. And they only played 3 guys off the bench, the Timberwolves. You could tell they wanted this one. Nas had 11 points. Ayo Dosunmu had 9 points. And Bones Highland had 18. He was awesome, in particular in the first half. Got a couple of buckets in the second half, but he's had a decent season, I think, for Minnesota. At least made Rob Dillingham expendable, which is how they got Ayo, who really helps their fast break. That was another big thing for the Timberwolves. Outscored the Nuggets 30-6 on the fast break. Looked like the much quicker team, turning defense into offense. Meanwhile, the Nuggets basically had 2 guys. Jokic was great, 35, 13, and 9. Jamal Murray was pretty good, 25 points on 22 shots, had that big dunk on Rudy Gobert, but 4 assists, 3 turnovers, but a minus 13 when Nikola Jokic was sitting and just got nothing, literally, from Cam Johnson, 0 points, 2 points from Julian Strother. Those guys started in this one, and the Nuggets just looked completely shorthanded, even though, they're just missing the 2 guys they're always missing at this point. But 3-0 on this little road trip for the Timberwolves. They beat the Blazers, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. Competition getting better. They jumped Denver for 4th in the Western Conference, currently sitting 3rd, which is big because Denver does have the tiebreaker over Minnesota, so Minnesota needs to stay ahead of them. I think that's true. Maybe that's not true. I don't know. Because now I'm looking at my notes and it says Minnesota 1-0. But they play again March 25th and April 10th, whatever. Minnesota, the Timberwolves, they got the Grizzlies, Raptors, and Magic at home. That to me is a little scary for Minnesota, because they definitely raised their game against a better opponent like Denver. They might overlook these more winnable matchups, but if they're able to string together some wins like they've been doing here, 11-4 in their last 15, ride that momentum into the playoffs, I can start to believe. I want to believe in this Minnesota team. And that was a playoff-like atmosphere yesterday. Playoff rotation for Chris Finch, only going 3 deep off the bench. All guys who played well. But I thought this was a huge win for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, the Nuggies had beaten the Wolves 3 times this season, so this was their 4th game. Wolves come through, and it feels like it was a bit of a same old story with the Nuggets. Jokic sits. We don't score, but that was supposed to be corrected this season with all their pickups. And it was to some degree, but those 2 guys that you mentioned, Aaron Gordon, extremely key, and Peyton Watson as well. They needed somebody. They went to the bench with Cam Johnson leading that second unit in that second quarter, and that's when the Timberwolves turned everything around. I mean, but the non-Jokic minutes is a real story with this Denver Nuggets team right now, because that's what happened this weekend. Versus Minnesota, -13 when he sat. Versus OKC, -21 when he sat. They start both games really well. Just 22 points for Minnesota in the first quarter, just 21 points for OKC in the first quarter. But Cam Johnson was the guy they said, okay, you lead our second unit, and that just hasn't been part of Cam Johnson's game this year. He's been struggling. So they're waiting for Aaron Gordon, who is supposed to come back pretty soon. He's supposed to be back this week. He last played January 23rd, 4 to 6 weeks he was out. So here we are. Jamal Murray post-game said, yeah, they're coming back soon. Although he's definitely out for their next game against the Utah Jazz on Tuesday. But he should be back soon, and that is the guy who leads their second unit because, Cam Johnson just had also going through some injury stuff this season, just hasn't been able to do it. Peyton Watson also supposed to come back. So we'll see how Aaron Gordon's hamstrings are. They've been hurting him for a long time, since last year's playoffs. So that's the issue. Is Aaron Gordon just too old to be able to do that? Because they're lacking. They're lacking. They're trying. Jonas Valanciunas coming off the bench, giving Bones Highland a nice little elbow to the face. That was great. Bones Highland playing against his old team, really fun. Jamal Murray, a 2-handed dunk on Rudy, as you said.
Nas Reed had 2 highlights in this game. That whatever, the little hezzy move for the big guy the one time. Then he hit the left-handed hook shot.
That was great.
Going nuts. He had a great game. You're right. Everybody off the bench. Yeah, the short bench for Minnesota came through. I learned of 2 derogatory nicknames this weekend. The first one was from the Ball guys. They tipped me off to the streets calling Karis LeVert careless pervert. I didn't know that one. Made me laugh. And then after the abysmal performance on Sunday versus the Wolves, you guys are talking about Cam Johnson. I did see a lot of Scam Johnson going around for him. Yeah, he was 0 for 6 and gave them nothing. Sort of like he has all season long. A lot of us wrong right now on that trade, thinking it was a huge win for the Nuggets. It helped them do other pieces. I get that. I'm talking about the Cam Johnson, Michael Porter Jr. trade, but he has not been good. And whether Aaron Gordon's there or not, they're going to need a little bit more from this guy to obviously go far in the playoffs. But great stuff from the Wolves, not to bury them here, bury the lead.
Yeah, exactly. The Wolves just played great. Gobert has been really good. 15 boards last night, kept Jokic off the offensive rebounding for the most part. Jokic puts up monster stats against Rudy, but Minnesota has been really good on the defensive end. I think they're maybe 6-1 in their last 7. They've been playing like a top 5 defense during that time. It's a short stretch, but we've seen long stretches of the Timberwolves being able to be an elite defense. McDaniels has really kept up this strong season. He's putting the ball on the floor, getting to the hoop and getting to his shots. So I'm convinced that he will still be an effective player for them come playoff time. Randall didn't have the greatest game, but he was questionable coming in. I think he was maybe battling an illness as well. Maybe they're just smart. Maybe they just know how to peak at the right time because I go through every season where I'm like, I don't really believe in this Timberwolves team at all. But then they're able to put things together. We know their defense will show up, and Anthony Edwards at least has the confidence to make the plays. Yeah. It'll be a matter of dealing with schemes against him, matchups in the Western Conference playoffs, but they're still alive. They're still looking good.
Yeah, and we didn't include the Nuggets as a loser of the weekend when we do our losers a little later on, but you can look at them and say, they're just not themselves. That being said, you can still be optimistic about it. I mean, they're a half game back of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you can say the Nuggets were literally missing Nikola Jokic for 5 weeks, whatever it was, a long period of this time, and they still have a very similar record. They just got to get healthy.
But it's backwards because we thought they'd have the record they're having now with Jokic back when Jokic wasn't there. but they actually were winning a lot of those games.
Yeah.
And now that he's back, they look a little more beatable here.
4-8 in the 12 games since he's been coming back. And I mean, Edwards and Io were running past him.
Yeah.
It was just like a sprint to the rim on every fast break, and that ain't going to change. He's not going to give a defensive effort getting back in transition because more than likely it's going to end up a foul, and they need him on the court at all times. So it's really weird. He's a DH for him for the most part, but it's also like having Barry Bonds as your DH.
I was gonna
it's
say,
okay.
It can work. And it has worked, obviously, before. And the good thing about the Wolves, like you brought up, like, a lot of times this season we don't really believe in them because they, like, drop these, like, games they should kill teams. I guess the good thing is there's only good teams in the playoffs. There's no reason to like take your foot off the gas and not get up for those games. So see if they can make another run to the conference finals, maybe even a step further. Because right now, they're clicking. Everybody contributing. Let's keep it going. Who you got for a winner?
I got the New York Knicks. I think this was their best win of the season against the San Antonio Spurs, snapping their 11-game win streak because it was just a blue-collar, hard work type of win. When you got guys like OG and Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart, this is the way you're supposed to win. And sometimes Karl Anthony Towns. Let's get to that in a second. But you hold the Spurs to 89, and you make them commit 22 turnovers. That's just a hard-working win. And I know people will poke at Karl Anthony Towns at all times, but let's give the guy some love. I thought he had a really good game. He was just playing extremely big. He was just making sure the Spurs felt him at every single point when he had a size advantage, whether it was rebounding or able to just score on them. He did that. I mean, he missed a shot and he dove to the floor for a rebound. And I don't care about his scoring numbers. I think he was just beasting in every other way. 12 points and 14 rebounds for him. Then you go to somebody else who's supposed to be a blue-collar guy, Mikal Bridges, and the way he was getting to the floor himself. 5 big steals, 1 in open court in the fourth quarter to turn this game around. Also, 5 threes for him. He could shoot it. I thought OG's huge block 3 minutes into this game kind of set the tone. A nice help on Stephon Castle. And Brunson didn't need to have a huge game, sort of like Anthony Edwards. When you got everybody else working, you don't need to score 40. He had 24 in this game, but you could keep on going. Mitchell Robinson came off the bench when he subbed in for Karl Anthony Towns to really turn this game around, I thought, in the first quarter. Mohamed Diawara just let it rip.
Oh, my God.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he just, no hesitation on his three-point shot. 13 threes in 15 minutes. What? Just letting it rip and getting rid of Gershon Yabusele for this guy sort of makes sense now that you see the way he can rip threes and play defense. Jose Alvarado, Grand Theft Auto is in there. It wasn't a traditional steal of the ball for him in the backcourt. It was more, instead of poking it from the guy, it was a steal on the pass. So it's like, not steal the car, but I'll steal your keys so I can steal your car. That kind of thing. It was a good move.
It's true. He's still doing his like hiding technique as he does.
He hid behind somebody else so he could steal the pass.
Yeah. Evolution.
Give me those keys, man. And he just jumped in and grabbed those keys and grabbed the car because it feels like the Knicks are back. I know it's just, one game, but there was 2 games this weekend. I don't care about the Milwaukee Bucks that they won by 29. It's more so important that they won by 25 over the Spurs. But it feels like we've seen this before. They got their NBA Cup win. Wasn't long after that. They went 2-9 and then an 8-game win streak. After the All-Star game, they were just kind of meh. Now they've won 2 in a row. It's not exactly the same as the NBA Cup comparison, but whatever. It feels like it feels like if they're playing this way on a streak, then this is the best the Knicks can be. So here we are. Eastern Conference standings. Just fun to look at every team, and this team is cooking.
Do you agree
right
with Tass that was one of the best wins, maybe if not the best win from the Knicks this season?
Well, I mean, the cup.
It's true. The cup is the
pressure-packed environments of the cup.
I'll always remember the cup.
Got to be there. But I mean, every Knicks loss, it's the sky is falling. Every Knicks win, they're a championship contender. But they are. Yeah. And to me, when you see the ceiling version of the Knicks, which is what this was, Towns playing really tough, like you're saying, 14 boards. Most importantly, only 1 offensive rebound for Victor Wembanyama. We've seen him kill teams when he's not having the greatest game just by getting busy on the glass and getting extra possessions for the Spurs, but 13 steals for the Knicks, only 9 threes for San Antonio. That's basically the game right there. The Knicks have played as a top 5 defense during February, even though they haven't always been great on the offensive end. when Bridges is in passing lanes, getting steals, when his jumper is falling, when OG is playing and contributing, when Towns is playing tough and Brunson's hitting enough jumpers, they look like they can be the best team in the Eastern Conference. They're not super consistent. I feel like they're 75% consistent, which is a good chunk of the season, good way to get there, but they're still figuring out how to play together. It feels like, because we will see Bridges have these huge offensive games, and then we'll see games where he takes 8 shots. Yeah. The same with Karl-Anthony Towns. The only guy who I think is guaranteed to put up numbers every single night is Brunson, because he's handling the ball so much. He's the lead guy out there. But I mean, it'll be matchups once again for all these teams come playoff time, but the Knicks have a little bit of a track record. We've seen them make a conference finals last year. They're going to be under some pressure this year to at least get back to the conference finals and try and advance a little bit further, but they're playing more guys. They have a lot of depth and versatility, and it's just how is Mike Brown going to push the buttons come playoff time. But yeah, this was a great win for the Knicks to beat a Spurs team that was super, super hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, snapping that 11-game win streak. Bad De'Aaron Fox game in this one. He's getting a lot of the blame for that loss, and some of their other guards as well. But Fox, the guy does make he's $230 million guy. 7 points on 3 of 10 shooting, sort of like disappearing in this game. Not great from maybe a guy you want to step up there in a role where Wembanyama is at least getting bottled up a little bit, turning it over. And then, Castle, Harper, they struggled. These are young guys, and this is where people go, this is like a type of game where people do, and I'm not saying I agree with it, where they go, oh, this is why I can't be convinced the Spurs are going to march through the playoffs here all the way to the conference finals or finals. It's a little different come postseason time, and when you're game planning for a particular guy, and then all these other guys got to step up in sort of these, high intensity environments here, pressure packed environments. So they didn't, but look, they just had an 11 game. They didn't lose a game in February.
If they go 11 for 12 in the playoffs, they'll be doing all right.
They'll be okay.
Yeah. But the Knicks made the Spurs feel them. There's no doubt. Yeah. And you could see that Victor Wembanyama wasn't right out there. He's listed at 7 turnovers in this game. He's throwing the ball away. He was stepping out of bounds. Yeah. He just wasn't right. And was it Karl-Anthony Towns getting into him? I did slip in there that Karl went to the bench when they were down 17-9. The Spurs started up. And then here comes Mitchell Robinson to really set the tone. And that's the thing with, I always think of Karl-Anthony Towns playing perfectly as the 4 beside Rudy Gobert. He definitely needs a 5, and Mike Brown is figuring it out when to bring in Mitchell Robinson to figure out the pushing of the buttons, as you called it, Trey. And that's what it is. But Karl got into Victor. He even said you could hear him on the broadcast when Victor Wembanyama sold a flop that Karl gave it to him in the chest, and you can hear him say, he's 7'4", 260. He shouldn't be able to drop like that. Is he 260?
No chance.
Yeah.
No way.
He looks way thinner. I mean, how much?
It looks way thinner, but when you're 7'4", 7'5", you are going to have some weight on you.
He's got a lot of bones.
Yeah. But I don't know.
His list is 235.
No, gee, not even close. Okay, Karl. Maybe he had a couple of books in his shorts or something like that.
But he had to go to the bench to wake up a little bit, because I think that was important. Yeah. Just Mitchell brought him back.
And Mitchell Robinson coming in, obviously he's in there to vacuum up rebounds and stuff like that and just clean up everything around the glass. But, and they brought it up on the broadcast, he also unlocks things for Jalen Brunson a little bit when he goes out there and he sets those big ass picks. And Brunson was coming around a little more aggressive, I thought, on the 3-point shot. And he started getting it going there after that very slow start for the Knicks to get them right back in the game.
Yeah. The Karl doesn't set them as big of picks, but they did call a nice set the pick, throw that pass to the elbow, and then you roll, baby, and he got the pass for the dunk. And he was just taking it to the Spurs when he could. And he was fighting, there's no doubt. But he didn't have to score a lot in this game.
We had a huge OG block early in the game. And then I guess the Spurs, Wemby got him back. Wemby with the crazy poster on.
That was nice.
OG. It was nice. It was huge. But it looks so funny still, because when he finishes his poster dunk, he's standing on the ground, and his fingers are still on the rim, it feels like. So it's just it looks awesome, but it also looks sort of funny to me. That's the only way to put it.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like you're playing on a 9-foot hoop.
Yeah.
There's nobody else that can do that. But I felt like OG Anunoby was laughing after Victor dunked on him. He's like, hey, I tried.
Yeah, he's like, what do you want me to do?
I did my best.
He gave it a go. But everybody contributing. Knicks a big winner there.
I mean, we always have to watch when Victor does anything, whether it's a dunk or a reverse layup, have his feet hit the ground before he releases it, because you don't know, right? So there's gonna be more of that.
Are you saying he's gonna get potentially called for a travel on a dunk.
That would be awesome.
He'll somehow hit the ground before actually dunking it.
That's why we need the
zoom in on it.
The Hawk camera, whatever. What was
Hawkeye.
that called? Hawkeye. Yeah, just every camera. I mean, literally, I'm watching. I'm rewinding. Where his feet? Where's his little toesies on the ground? I guess they're not little. Big
No,
big
they're not.
toesies.
He's got long toes, probably.
Probably.
Did you see the clip of the woman in like the ramp at Madison Square Garden seeing Wemby walk in? Yeah, and her reaction to him. It was so good. Even he was sort of laughing at that one.
Yeah. Look, I put up a photo or a video of him getting introduced in Austin with the starting lineups, and my sister even was like, "Look how short his pants are." Right? Like, you can't help but notice how different he looks compared to every other human you've ever seen on Earth.
Yeah, you're right.
Except for Olivier Ryu. I guess this guy looks similar as well. I don't know if we're going to be talking about Olivier quite as much.
I don't think
but we'll
so.
see.
I don't think so.
We're not hearing as much about Bol these days, huh?
No.
That's crazy to me.
No.
The original Wemby?
Yeah.
Shaq was
Nearly
convinced,
as much,
man.
yeah. I mean, he's doing just the same stuff.
We'll be talking about Zach Edey a little bit later.
Not seeing much of him either.
No, it's unfortunate.
All right, my winner of the weekend, first one at least, is the Pistons 2 All-Stars. This duo, man, they're awesome. They were All-Stars. They're going to be on the All-NBA teams. I mean, Cade's a lock. I assume Jalen Duren should and will make it. On Friday night, it was Duren leading the way. Pistons got the victory over the Cavs, 122-119 in overtime. He had 33 points, a ton of rebounds. Yeah, a quieter game in the second one, but he was huge in this game. We had a wild ending to this game where Cleveland is up 3. They should have won this game. There's like 6.5 seconds to go after Mobley split a pair of free throws. No timeouts for Detroit. They got to bring it up. Got to go the length of the floor and then try and get a 3 up. So Kenny Atkinson, he's like, let's do the old foul game. We'll just foul even though we're up 3. Don't let them get a 3 off. Dennis Jenkins is too smart for you, Kenny. He knew it was coming and he did the old, I'll just shoot it from half court. And while Jalen Tyson fouled him, and they're like, I guess he was shooting it. So they put him at the line. He hit all 3 free throws, sent it to overtime, and they got the victory. But a classic maybe. This is the concern about fouling up 3. But then on the other hand, it's like, how many times have you seen that particular play where the officials go, okay, we know you're not actually really truly shooting it. Yeah. So it's one of those, but you put it in the hands of the referees, and they were like, no, we'll let him shoot 3 free throws.
I'm surprised they gave him the foul.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They never.
never-
If Chris Paul was watching that game, he would be furious.
Yeah.
He tried that all the time, and he never got that. But Dennis Jenkins just has a better rep than Chris Paul, I guess.
He also let it go very early. Like the contact was.
He knew.
Late.
He knew they were
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah,
So he
but-
obviously saw the call in from Kenny Atkinson. They didn't hide it very well, is my point. He 100% knew they were about to foul him there. And he's like, well, it's probably coming right here. Yeah. So that was on Friday night. And we'll have more on that game in a little bit. But then on Sunday, Cade Cunningham did his part, 29 points, 11 assists. Pistons beat the Magic for their 6th straight road victory. And they have been a juggernaut on the road. They're 21-7 away from the Pizza Box, Little Caesars Arena. So really good road team here. But I bring this up because those were 2 wins over the Cavs, over the Magic, that the Pistons beat, that they could very likely see in the first and second round of the playoffs. Just the way it's like currently shaping up. Orlando is 7th, so they're going to likely be in the play-in. They could easily lose their first game to, Miami, Atlanta, Charlotte. I mean, like, they don't give me a lot of confidence right now. The Magic is my point. So could they then be the 8th seed? Yeah, and they could play the Pistons. And then the Cavs are currently in 4th, where they will probably in the end host a first-round series against the Raptors or Sixers. I think a lot of people would have the Cavs to advance, and maybe that would be a second-round matchup. So for the Pistons to get these 2 wins, they're now 5.5 games clear of second-place Celtics. They've already played their 4-game set versus Boston, so they hold the tiebreaker there as well. So even more, really, if we call it, call it 6, basically. They're looking good. It's going to be interesting to see what they do down the stretch here. Do you try and buy some rest for some of the guys? Do you try and keep momentum going? Just something to watch with their staff. But good quality wins here.
They could have the number 1 seed throughout the
Across
entire
the board.
playoffs. Yeah. I mean, they have fewer losses than OKC right now. OKC has more wins, but my guess is that Detroit will play it out and try and win as many games as they possibly can. They're a young team. They don't know any better.
I think you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah, it's great to see Jalen Duren balling since the All-Star game because we all question who's going to be that second guy who steps up. for the Pistons because it feels like it's going to have to come from everybody. But Jalen Duren in the 4 games since the All-Star game that he started with, 26, 25, 29, 33, an absolute monster in so many of those games, 13, 14, 15, 16 boards in those 4 games. He slowed down a little bit against Orlando, but absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris, I thought was kind of important for them this weekend. Hit a big shot in overtime against the Cavs, then played defense on Evan Mobley, put the clamps on him to win that game. Then 15 in the second half in the comeback against Orlando. Like it or not, he's got to be like their number 2 offensive scorer. Duren puts up points, but these are mostly created for him by Cade or Tobias Harris or one of their other guards out there. But for go get a bucket guys, Tobias Harris is like the second best shot for the Pistons, which, he'll give you 16 and 8 no matter what. You need 25, he'll give you 16. You need 9, he'll give you 16.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see what it is. But still, they decided to keep him around at the trade deadline rather than making a move, and maybe it'll pay off.
Yeah, it's almost more important that he gets the shots up because he just needs to take shots because they're lacking. But I think Jalen Duren's creating a little bit more than he has in the past. Oh, obviously this season he has created more for himself. And he's doing that a little bit more. But it's still going to be a question as we get to the playoffs. And it's not going to be Karis pervert,
Careless pervert.
Oh, he's careless.
I laughed when I heard that. Wow, how did that one slip by me, man? That is pretty funny. The idea, like, sometimes Pistons fans are like, what do we do? Why is Karis LeVert playing so much over, sometimes Asar, sometimes Ron Holland, sometimes these other guys?
Yeah, he's a ball handler, man. But he can be careless. There are plenty of turnovers. I mean, that makes sense.
Let's do another round of winners. Who you got?
I'll be honest, I'm not happy with my second winner. I'm not. I wanted to give it to the Pelicans, but they got smoked by the Clippers. And I think if the Pelicans would have won last night, I definitely would have went with them as winners. They're, to me, like one of the most fascinating teams for the end of the season here because they want to win.
Yeah.
Literally, DeJounte Murray's like, we're making a play-in push, and they're 10 games out of the play.
That's not happening. I'm sorry.
But they got to win. They won on Friday, I think, and then, I think the Clippers beat them by 20, but if they would have beaten the Clippers, come on.
Zion's streak, unfortunately.
Sprained his ankle as well, but I was eyeing those Pelicans. The Thunder won a couple of games. The Lakers won a couple of games, but instead, this is just a show and love type of winner.
Sure.
For the Boston Celtics, there are some people that say we don't give the Celtics enough love for how well they're playing.
What are they talking
Here you go. The Celtics destroyed the Nets on Friday. They shot 65% from the field. Brooklyn's pretty bad right now, turns out. 28 points each from Jaylen Brown and Big Vucci, who also had 11 rebounds. Then the Celtics handled the 76ers last night without Joel Embiid. 27 and 8 for Jaylen Brown, 27 and 17 for Neemias Queta, who we'll talk about a little bit later. It felt like every one of his baskets was just straight running to the hoop, whether on a pick and roll or on a fast break. He did have a big and one in the fourth quarter when Philadelphia was getting back in the game. I felt like the ball was just on the ground for 12 seconds in the middle of the lane, and it was like whoever the Sixers were like scrapping at it. Queta gets it up, throws it down. Cool. Nice stuff. 59-37 on the glass for the Celtics. 19 offensive rebounds as well. They saw no Embiid out there. Drummond, the guy's a good rebounder, but not good enough. But the Celtics backdoored the 40-20. 40 wins, 20 losses. You've never heard more about this 40-20 rule in your life.
I know.
Matt Moore deserves a lot of credit. Nobody was talking about it before this guy. Now we're talking about it too much because this doesn't even count. If you get to 40 wins after 20, there's simply no way you can win the NBA championship.
Well, that's not true. You have a 9% chance.
No. It doesn't happen. It doesn't count unless the 40 comes first. But 40 wins, 20 losses. Excellent stuff for the Celtics, showing them some love. My favorite thing that happened in this game, Baylor Shireman hit a three-pointer from the corner at the end of the second quarter. He's playing through a thumb injury on his shooting hand. He made the buzzer beater at the end of the quarter, at the end of the half. Thumbs up with his broken finger. Showing off his broken thumb. That was funny to me. That's a weird-looking guy to be a good NBA player, but the dude is like starting and playing enough right now. We love him. He's a South Dakota State
Jackrabbit?
Jackrabbit.
Yeah.
But he's also a Creighton Blue Jay. Guy played forever.
Oh.
He's a t-shirt guy.
Yes, he is.
He's
Big
got
t-shirt.
He's got floppy hair and a goatee. Looks like he should be driving a truck. But he's making threes from the corner and giving a thumbs up. And thumbs up to you, Celtics. We love you.
Yeah,
we just love you.
The Beantown boys.
Yeah,
man.
showing love for the Beantown boys.
I thought it was a big weekend for the buzz around Joe Mazzulla winning Coach of the Year.
Sure.
Too. I saw a lot of that on the timeline. This guy's gonna win it, and rightfully so. And I'll say, like to his credit, they don't have a lot of games where like the Wolves or maybe even the Knicks in their lull, where like they don't bring effort no matter who they're playing. So that that is, I think, a really good sign of a coach, like gets his guys going and doesn't take anyone for granted on the other side of the floor, whether they're a good team or a bad team. So yeah, he's going to be on the short list to win this thing. Obviously, Bickerstaff should be in play there with the Pistons if they have the best record in the league. That's something. But anyway, Celtics winner.
A good win
Yeah.
on NBC Sunday Night Basketball. It was one of those hard-working type of games. It was a good Boston Celtics win. You mentioned Shireman, Hugo Gonzalez was big, Neemias Queta having his biggest first half, the bench going nuts. It was just a good win for them. But yeah, I saw you were a little reluctant. You put Boston Celtics in the dock, then you deleted it, right? Because you were going somewhere else.
No. I never wavered once I put it in there. But I did wait. I waited as long as I could. I even tuned in to see if the Pelicans could pull off a comeback against the Clippers. I was like, come on, I want to talk about it so bad.
I thought maybe you wanted to mention the Celtics because in the intros for NBC Sunday Night Basketball, on the other side, Kelly Oubre said, YouTube University.
Yeah, I know.
And since you just let us know that he's got a rap song, I thought maybe you were gonna get us in there. Kelly Oubre, YouTube University.
That's what he said.
What a guy. Great stuff. Great stuff for the Celtics. I don't care what fans say. We've been giving them lots of love. But you wanted to mention Bill Simmons saying that Jason Tatum was going to play on March 1st, right?
Oh, well, I mean, he did say that.
Yeah.
He speculated for
He
sure.
was wrong.
Yep.
Now he's already swerved. He said he's playing. I think he said he's playing this Friday.
Oh.
Simmons is now saying that he has a lot of confidence in Tatum returning on, I think, against Dallas. I think it's Friday.
Okay.
But I'm still going with you guys, and I guess McMenamin in his numerology too, that he's going to return on 3/14.
3/14.
Because this guy just loves, St. Louis. Loves numbers.
Good one.
Loves 3/14, obviously. So March
Straight
14th.
loves numbers.
I'm with you guys. I'm in on that one. Still buys them some time. They're winning games here still.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you, like, if you are going to make a real run here with Tatum, you got to get some reps in for him, in addition to playing with the team. But also, the less games in a weird way he has to play and put on the body, and the more time he has to still heal, then that's better as well.
I guess so.
There's a balance. I get that.
Yeah. You want to get him some vibes, though. Just get into a flow.
Get him some vibes.
Yeah. The flow is more the word I was looking
Flow.
for as I said vibes.
Sure.
The guy has to play. 6 weeks left. It was surprising to see James Harden return for the Cleveland Cavaliers earlier than Jason Tatum in that thumb injury. We thought mid-March or something.
Well,
Yeah.
they were
He
trying
said he
to
was gonna
tell
play
us they
through
were
it.
going to play.
Yeah, he was gonna fight
It's the
through
tip
it.
of his thumb on his non-shooting hand.
I know. Well, we talked about the thumb, whether it was the knuckle or the tip, and I thought it was the tip. And it was just the tip, and here he is. Here's playing basketball again, so good for him.
Who's your second winner?
Jonathan Kuminga has been fantastic for the Atlanta Hawks and for Atlanta Hawks fans. the fan section in the Hawks arena yesterday, as he was going off, was chanting, "Thank you, Warriors! Thank you, Warriors!" Because 3 games for Kuminga with the Atlanta Hawks, it's been fantastic.
It's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been
Great.
so good.
He has been great.
And he's doing it within the system. It's not just Jonathan Kuminga basketball. Yesterday against Portland, he was going hard at Donovan Clingan. But then when he did see a size advantage over Scoot Henderson, he did the classic, what really, really, really angered Steve Kerr in Golden State, just a mid-range move on him to score over him. And then came the things we all love about Jonathan Kuminga, a monstrous windmill, and then he posterized Young Hansen with a hanging in the air left hand punch. And Young Hansen kind of tried to get out of the way. It was a business decision, but still, he's so big. He's in the photo. There's no, you can't help. You can't help. So 3 games with Atlanta, playing within the offense again, 27, 17, and 20. 2 games off the bench, shove in a 1 as a starter in the middle there, which is, the thing that he wants to do, but it sure feels like the Atlanta Hawks want to do something opposite. But good for him.
He played
considering
basically starters minutes yesterday
Yeah.
in a blowout victory, so they could like reduce a lot of their starters minutes. But he played 25 minutes. Starters played 25 to 32.
Yeah. But that's the tough thing with Kuminga. Are you going to start him? Because then it might just rely on him. The offense might just rely on him, and he might try and take over the offense. So will he stay on the bench here as he's basically playing for a contract these next 6 weeks? But
Yeah, that's true.
that's
Hey, look, the honeymoon phase is off to a glorious start here. They're
yeah.
loving their time at the resort right now. The Hawks and Kuminga. This is perfect. I mean, it actually is perfect that he went to the Hawks because like this city more than some franchises, like they love a guy, an athlete that puts on like can dunk
yeah,
like
man.
Meek. Like they do. They just do this type of fan base. And he's playing really well and they're, winning some games. By the way, the Hawks are 31-31.
Yeah, they've scored exactly one more point than they've allowed this season.
Yeah, so we have gotten back to perfect
awesome.
balance
That's just
with the
amazing.
Atlanta Hawks being
Yeah.
exactly 500 and even down to the points scored and against. That is incredible. But
That's great.
and
great
they're-
start here.
They're in ninth. That's the Hawks spot.
I don't want to like pour water on this though. I just want to say he's played the Wizards twice and the
Oh, yeah.
Blazers, who are
course.
missing their star guys too, with
Yeah.
no Avdia and no Sharp.
Oh yeah.
So there's that part of the
Well, that's
equation.
part of it,
Let's
for
see what
sure.
happens when he plays a good team.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, great start.
I love it when unwritten rules don't matter because Kuminga had a dunk contest when the Hawks were up by 30
Yeah.
with like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was just cheesing, basically calling him the next Dominique Wilkins, and nobody wanted to fight. Blazers are like, that's all good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
let him have his moment.
The rest
here.
is just unwritten.
Yep. Okay, my final winner of the weekend here. I'm giving it to Chicago.
Wow.
Trey Kirby, you heard me right. Why didn't I put Chicago Bulls? Let me explain.
Go on.
Because the first part of my win of the weekend, the Chicago part really, CM Punk honored Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls with a memorable entrance at the Elimination Chamber in Chicago on Saturday. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, let me tell you. The champ made his way to the ring to Sirius by the Alan Parsons Project. The signature intro music of the
yeah.
Dynasty Bulls in the 90s.
Yeah.
Not only that, they dusted off Ray Clay himself to do a Punk introduction. I'm talking about, and now, the starting lineup. That guy.
Oh,
that
Ray
Ray Clay.
That guy.
The public announcer that obviously did Jordan and the Bulls. He's no longer there with the Bulls, but the WWE paid him some money, I guess, to do this.
Good.
This is incredible.
And that's awesome.
was
I'm
pretty
happy
cool.
for CM Punk.
Yeah.
He's always been a Chicago sports backer.
Absolutely. And you'll be happy to know he retained the belt versus Finn Balor.
Let's go. Come on, you can't let Finn win in Chicago. That's ridiculous.
So there you go. So as for the Bulls, though, Josh Giddey had 20 points, 14 boards, 10 assists. Bulls used a 27-0 run to blow out the Bucks on Sunday, and they snapped their 11-game losing streak. The Bulls did not win in the month of February, but they get one here in early March. And my God, I love that Josh Giddey led the charge because he was ass in February. He was a little banged up. He only played in 5 games, but he averaged like 12 points per game. He had a brutal month. They didn't win, as I said. Calendar flips to Mickey Mouse March, and Josh Giddey's like, let's go. 20, 14, and 10. If February belongs to Black History Month's Jared Allen, March belongs to Mickey Mouse Giddey. And we got to figure out the other months. I was figuring. We can talk about that later. I don't know who has November, who's got the other months, but these two belong to those two guys. But wow, it's so funny. And then the final cherry on top here for Chicago as a winner of the weekend. My told you so guy, Leonard Miller. What a game for him off the bench. Best game of his very young career. 15 points, career high. 5 boards, career high. 4 assists, career high. 2 blocks, career high. 6 for 8 from the field, career high. 2 of 4 from deep, hitting some corner threes, career high. Guy was a plus 38, career high. That might legit just remain his career high for the rest of his life.
Oh, probably.
And then 27 minutes, he got some burn there. Leonard Miller, I told you so. The triple-double, don't you worry, it's coming in a couple weeks here as the Bulls win. So there you go, Chicago.
Wow, and Ben Johnson was in the house.
And
We
he-
didn't even mention that.
And he faked taking off his shirt.
Fake
Yeah.
takeoff. Yeah.
That was good.
27-0 run. That was ridiculous. Huge oop for big Nick Richards.
Oh, how about the Buzelis, Blake Griffin like thrunk? He chucked it in.
Yeah,
that was huge too.
He's doing some stuff
Yeah.
right now. I do not like seeing Nick Richards out there wearing number 13. Ooh, I don't like that at all. But Leonard Miller was hooping.
He's a funny
Kind
looking
of.
guy.
I mean, kind of.
yeah.
I watched every Leonard Miller possession I possibly could.
did too.
He didn't do anything in the 27-0 run. He was just running around out there.
Hey, man.
But it helps on the
Makes
old
plays.
plus minus. Makes plays, yeah. He had a career
Well,
game.
you were bringing up the other day,
career
like,
game.
oh, how many assists does this guy have in his career? I mean, he did have 4 assists, and those were like, some of them were all right, where ball got into him in the middle and he sprayed it out to a shooter.
Yeah, he did that.
So,
They were yelling
anyway,
at him to
Triple L's
shoot the
coming.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's left-handed apparently.
He is, yeah. He's Lamar Odom-like, I'm telling you. Just maybe stay away from the other things that got Lamar Odom in trouble.
Very tall head. Leonard
Yeah,
Miller.
yeah.
Real tall head.
Leonard Miller has a unique look.
Yes,
I
he
think he looks like he's garbage at basketball. That's my theory. I just think you look at him and you're like, I don't care how tall you are. You do not look like you're good at basketball. He is. I'm telling you, he is. It's not a bit here. I legit believe in him. And so good game. And
Great game.
Good weekend there for Chicago.
Will he make Team Canada for
Well, he's never really. He hasn't. He's super young.
the Olympics or the World Cup?
Truth is, we could use some size.
That's a trivia. That's a question for his career or soon.
No, he's saying will he moving forward? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
forward,
soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially. He has not obviously here much before, but
Okay.
we
Yeah, I
need
think
size.
So. Yeah, they need.
So
guys.
Keyshawn George, a little
Sorry,
bigger.
Kelly
I don't
Olynyk.
know. Yeah,
You're
these guys,
gone, my
yeah.
man.
Zach Edey can't even stay healthy.
Yeah, he's got to
so.
fill in. But I saw a highlight. I was on the NBA app and I saw that Leonard Miller had a highlight. He didn't have a highlight.
What was it?
A dunk. It was a two-handed.
Yeah, I saw it.
I can jump straight up
I
and
saw it
dunk
open
it.
underneath
Yeah,
the hoop. Nobody
hey,
guarded him.
did you see him spray his legs
Yeah, he
though on
put his
that
legs
dunk?
out.
That was
He did.
cool.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Cool move. I didn't even
I
notice
hear
that.
from Ricardo in the stream team. Leonard Miller looks like a really nice guy.
I agree with
He
that.
does. He
yeah.
has a great vibe about
agree.
him.
He does. You mentioned Lamar Odom. I thought he could have been a winner of the weekend. His interview on Cousins, there was just a clip of him talking about Mark Cuban coming into the Dallas Mavericks locker room and trying to get them pumped up. I guess they were down at half, and he kind of kicked. Cuban put his foot to Lamar Odom's shin, and Lamar Odom, nearly decapitated. He wanted to go at Mark Cuban, but Vince Carter, who was also on the Dallas Mavericks at the time, got in the way. And so that was a great story. I thought he could have been a winner of the weekend. Great story from Lamar Odom. Great clip.
I thought you were going
Great
to say
clip.
it was for his great cocaine summers, is what Lamar Odom said.
Oh no.
He's like, I really love drugs.
Yeah, that's the clip that I saw.
Yeah.
Go much more
yeah.
viral than the one you're saying.
Didn't see the old shin kick breakdown.
way better story. I got a good algorithm. I guess. That was a good story.
All right, those are our winners. We will do some losers in a second, but first, a quick break to hear from our sponsor.
No Dunks is presented by FanDuel. If you think you've heard that 3 times on this show, maybe you have. It's subliminal, because it's all about the threes. It is almost time for the Super Trade Day sweepstakes. On March 3rd, you'll have your own shot at a big win from downtown on 3-3. Place a 3-point wager, and you'll be entered to win a share of over $3.3 million in bonus bets on March 3rd. So we're trying to get threes in your head. Did it work? I don't know. You tell us. Or tell FanDuel. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now to claim your profit boost to enter.
How do you feel about tomorrow being trade day?
I actually feel like I've been missing an opportunity my entire
Yeah.
life to be celebrating this.
It's so funny you said that. We've done this show for 15 plus years together, and I'm like, I don't think we've ever brought up trade day
No.
being March 3rd. And that's something like I feel like you would have brought up. So
100%.
Yeah.
I've been really
Slipped
dropping
through
the
the
ball
crowd.
here.
Yeah, man.
Until tomorrow on FanDuel.
Yeah. Big trade day coming up. All right, let's do NBA weekend losers here. I feel like we got some juicy ones.
Some juicy
to really
losers.
dig into.
Lamar Odom.
Some Mondays it's like, I don't know. We're like, I don't know. They lost a couple games. I guess they're a loser. But we got some good ones here, and you get it started.
Yeah, Golden State Warriors are a nice, juicy loser, suffering a blowout loss to the Lakers on Saturday. It really looked like LA was playing on easy mode, getting whatever shot they wanted, went 19 of 41 from 3. Meanwhile, the Warriors went 12 of 44. That includes some garbage time makes. They just had 0 offensive weapons against LA. We're talking about Al Horford post-ups, Guy Santos ISOs in the year 2026. And unfortunately for them, it feels like that won't be changing anytime soon because Steph Curry has missed 10 straight games with runner's knee in his right knee. The team announced yesterday that he's going to be reevaluated in 10 days, which means he will miss at least the next 5 games for Golden State. Warriors went 4-6 in February with Steph missing all those games, 21st in offense, 23rd in net rating. They're 8th in the Western Conference. About the only good thing you can say for their postseason chances is that the Blazers, the Clippers, and the Suns are kind of all struggling right now at the same time. So this tough patch for the Warriors hasn't totally doomed them, but they're going to be in the play-in, and depending on Steph's health, we'll see if they even get out. You also throw in this odd Steve Kerr, Kristaps Porzingis situation. He said last week at the end of the week that after the trade for Kristaps, he called Ansi Saleh, the GM for the Hawks, who used to work in the Warriors front office, and apparently was told that Kristaps Porzingis doesn't have POTS, the syndrome that Kristaps said kept him off the court for the Celtics last year and a huge chunk of this season for the Hawks and for the Warriors. And then yesterday, Kerr walked it all back, basically like, I'm not a doctor. I shouldn't have been trying to diagnose him. Fair enough. Yeah. The upshot, though, is that Porzingis has played in 1 of the 8 games since the trade that sent him to Golden State. Hasn't helped at all. And the the Warriors were at least counting on him being healthy. They thought he was going to be able to play, and he just hasn't been able to play due to whatever illness he may be suffering from, which is exactly what we were saying about Porzingis this time last year. Why can't he play? We don't know, but he's not playing. So you throw in Kuminga looking okay for the Hawks. I mean, perhaps it's just good timing for him, but he does look good. Porzingis isn't out there. Curry's not playing. He's not coming back, and the team just looks beat. But at least those other teams are losing too.
Behind them.
Yeah, I thought this was an easy loser, though. The Warriors.
Look, we know the Warriors are going to be playing in a play-in game or two. We know that. We don't know their seeding, of course, but I don't think they're going up the standings. And because those teams are so far back, even though DeJounte Murray says they're going to make a run, they're not falling out of the play-in either. So we'll see. Hopefully Curry for a game or two, and if they can get the Warriors into the actual playoffs.
Yeah, it feels like we're locked in here, 1 through 10. Again, the team that you could say, that DeJounte Murray comment is crazy, but if there is a team that can keep losing, it's the Blazers if Denny stays out. That being said, that's too far. It is too far. The Grizzlies are only 4.5 games back. And they're winning some games. But yes, this whole Curry thing, the Porzingis thing, also just odd in general. I mean, Kerr said, I called the front office of the Hawks, Ansi Saleh, my old bud.
My good friend.
Yeah, and that's what he told me. And then he walked it back, not saying that Ansi didn't tell him that, just saying that I shouldn't diagnose him.
Yes.
So, maybe who knows what happened here with Ansi Saleh. But an odd scenario because the first game when Porzingis got to Golden State, he played. And, he said it's been a tough season, yada, 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 but I'm actually excited about being here now. Feeling good today. And he looked good. And then he's sat every game since. So here we are. Unfortunately, a scenario we've seen before. As you said, maybe it's a good spot.
It's like we know Jimmy's not coming back. He's out for the season. But it feels like they don't have any idea when Porzingis is going to be healthy. And it really doesn't feel like they have any idea when Curry's going to be healthy, because he was talking to Malika Andrews on the broadcast, and he's basically like, this is taking a long time to heal. He seems kind of surprised that this injury has kept him out for so long. Definitely seems a little bit like an overuse type of injury. And the way he plays, like the guy flies around the court. Of all the guys in the NBA, you're not shocked at all that he would have runner's knee. He's running all the time. And when he comes back, how does he stay healthy? Do they get more than 1 or 2 chances in the play-in tournament? I don't know. Just a disappointing season for the Warriors and a disappointing way to see it go, considering the trade for Jimmy Butler last season, supercharged their team. They were looking okay, or at least it was competitive in the first round with the Houston Rockets, and then Curry goes out right at the end there. They don't have enough against the Timberwolves, and this year they were just never able to get on track and stay healthy enough this season, and it's like sometimes Melton will have a good game. There was that awesome Al Horford shooting game, but you need these outlier games to score over 100 points, basically, is what it feels like.
They feel like, and probably have been for a while now, but especially with the Curry injury, like a team you can just sort of cross off. Like we don't, like us, what we do here with the show, we don't have to worry, so to speak, about the Warriors really doing anything this year at all. Again, you may have felt that way 6 weeks ago, but even more so now with the Curry injury, it's like they're not competing for a title here. I mean, when Jimmy went down, they really weren't. But, you always talk yourself into, you got Curry, you got a chance. they're still sort of average on both sides of the ball. Some of these guys step up. You got a great coach in Kerr, and obviously been there, done that. But it's like, no, it's not this year. They get in the play-in, they're going to lose in the first round. Is my point. Like if they even make their way in, they just are.
Yeah, I'm a positive Pete. And so when I saw the Porzingis, hey, I feel good now, and he playing really well. If he plays I mentioned if he plays one series, then there's a chance. But no, he's not even playing anymore. So I'm not a positive Porzingis, but I will remain a positive Pete.
Okay.
There's no this runner's knee. Question for you. We've never heard that
Look,
in
I'm
the
not
NBA.
a doctor, man. Don't make me into Steve Kerr.
Okay, no. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, nobody asked Steve Kerr to be a doctor. He was just reporting a story that he heard. Anyway, runner's knee.
Yeah.
We have never heard that in the NBA since we started talking about this show. And in general, has it been a thing? Like I know runners obviously get injured.
Yeah, it is a thing.
that people get injured. We've never heard it as a basketball injury until Steph Curry.
I'm racking my brain, and
I
I'm
don't
with
think
you.
there's
I
one.
can't think of one.
More of a
In
jumper's
street
knee
clothes,
type of thing.
what's he got? What's Jeff got?
I don't know, but
Patellofemoral.
I guess it's obviously just it's more for runners.
Yeah.
Discomfort.
Yeah,
Discomfort. Yeah, simple as that. All right. Anyway,
Who do you have for a loser of the weekend?
well, more injury stuff. Zach Edey, second-year player for the Memphis Grizzlies. That big, huge 7'3" player is undergoing ankle surgery. He's going to be done for the season. He hasn't played since early December. He's only played 11 games this year. And just to recap here, he played 66 games last year, and he had to undergo ankle surgery on the same ankle that he's gonna undergo surgery for now. So that was last June 10th. That was to stabilize that ankle. He played 11 games early this season, and then in December, the Grizzlies said, "Oh, he's got a stress fracture reaction, I guess is what they called it. He's out 4 more weeks." And then in January, they said, actually, no, he's going to be out another 6 to 8 weeks. So he's going to undergo a surgery on that same ankle. This is more of a cleanup rather than a stabilize surgery as he had to undergo last year. So it's more of a caution type surgery. That being said, it's a second surgery on that same ankle. And here we are for Zach Edey, unfortunately. Again, 66 games played that first season, now 11 in year 2. And this is where we're at. So simple as that, just to note a guy that, we all watched, again, play, over 3/4 of the season in his first year. There was some excitement, but not at this point, unfortunately.
I don't want any NBA player having to go through a second surgery on a same ankle. I don't care who you are, but I especially don't want a guy that's 7'3", 300 pounds to be having to do it. That's just
exactly.
not great for his future. Hopefully they get fixed up. Hopefully he can come back. But come on, man, we're talking about a huge ass dude here. You need your ankles.
Yeah, exactly. Foot
up.
and lower leg injuries for a guy that's over 300 pounds just feels like the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Will he ever be healthy? I think that's a huge question. Edey has been a transformative presence, I think, for the Grizzlies when he's been on the court.
Yeah.
Just by taking up so much space on the inside. He finishes inside. He can make free throws. He can be a good player. I thought the thing that would keep him off the court in the NBA is being a big, slow guy, but apparently it's being banged up, which is another risk for a guy that is that size. And he was a really high draft pick for Memphis, and probably part of the reason that they felt okay moving off Jaren Jackson Jr. is that they've got a big guy waiting in the wings who they can at least try and count on as a part of a nucleus going forward. But if he's going to have this laxity in the ankle, can't be good.
All right, let's get to my losers of the weekend. I got 2. I'll start with the silly one. On Friday night, actually, I should just say it here. Game ops involving the Cleveland Cavaliers. Big loser of the weekend. Let me explain. On Friday night, the Pistons and visiting Cavaliers, they were delayed for 18 minutes in the third quarter by a blaring horn after a power surge caused the overhead scoreboard to malfunction. Yeah, you heard me right. The horn was just going for 15 plus minutes straight. That horn you hear to signal teams to come on back to the floor. And that's what happened here. It was a timeout. It's like, come on back. It just wouldn't turn off. It just kept blasting. And you could see the panic in those workers at the Little Caesars Arena. What do we do here? Everybody's trying to figure it out. So after 10 plus minutes, the arena staff shut down the entire overhead scoreboard. And eventually the horn stopped to loud cheers. The crowd popped, man. And then the scoring crew had to use like a manual air horn when play resumed. But it was the classic, just unplug it. Unplug it, count to 10. No one knows if that actually does anything, but just unplug it, count to 10, and then plug it back in. And eventually it will reboot itself. So that was the first part involving the Cavs and game ups.
There was somebody working there who literally just took something and hit it, right? There was like a literal video clip of somebody just going, let me fix this thing.
Yeah. You got to try all the things. You got to try to unplug it. You got to try and hit it. If it was like a Nintendo cartridge, you got to try and blow on it. And you just do those classic things.
Yeah.
There's people covering their ears.
It was loud.
Hitting themselves on the head like going insane.
Yeah.
They just started playing music over the top of it. Good way to address the issue, I guess. But also very funny that the way to fix it was just unplug it and plug it back in. It's fine.
Of course. So that was the first part. That was Friday with the Cavs again in Detroit. Then on Sunday, the Cavs are in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. And the teams experienced another delay when the shot clocks weren't in sync. So this was a weird one. You'll see here a great split screen, great just production.
Wow.
From the Yes Network with the Nets, what they do, because they were just all over this story, developing story here. But they just like couldn't get these clocks to sync up. They were saying, I don't ever remember seeing this. It's like usually just the clock is wrong or doesn't work or won't turn on. Rare to have them like just not matching up.
Yeah, what happened?
So again, they took a little time to work on it. What did they do? They basically unplugged them, plugged them back in, and those problems went bye. NSYNC joke. They were having some fun with that on the broadcast. So weird. The Cavs, both times.
Yeah. And this
weird
is
delays.
The year that the company Tissot has taken over the shot clocks, right?
Well, I don't know about taken over, but it is a new design for sure. Yeah. Were they always involved?
No, they were never the sponsor of the shot clock. Now it says Tissot on there.
Well, our shot clocks used to be square.
Exactly.
Now they're circular.
Now it's a watch.
Yeah.
Because we're in sync, but I guess we're not.
We're not.
Tissot.
So they got that. So that's my first loser of the weekend. Game ups involving the Cavs. But a real, true loser of the weekend. I'm sure a lot of people have been waiting. When are you going to get to this? Lu Dort. Lu Dort's pretty easy loser of the weekend. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on this, but let me explain. Because the Thunder picked up a good win over the Nuggets on Friday night, but the topic of conversation after the game was not about SGA returning, not about the great game we had, not about how these teams will maybe fare in a playoff series again. It was all about Lu Dort purposely tripping Jokic in the fourth quarter as he ran sort of back up the floor, and then the kerfuffle that happened after it, because the Joker was pissed. They went and looked at it. Dort assessed a flagrant 2 foul. He was ejected, so officials deemed Dort's trip unnecessary and excessive with a high potential for injury, which is why that thing got elevated to a flagrant 2. And you see the backboard camera here. That's the angle that really does show Dort's, I think fair to say, intent to at least like slow up Jokic, trip him. Did Jokic sell it? Did he flop? Maybe all of the above, probably all of the above. But what do you think here of the discourse around Dort? And there was a lot of like, the villains of OKC and is Dort a dirty player? Or was Jokic and the Nuggets overreacting? What's your takeaway here on the Dort of it all?
Yeah, the two bigger takeaways were that Lu Dort is a dirty player and Jokic's eyes were like all over the algorithms.
Yes.
He looks so awesome. But I mean, I thought Jokic was exactly right when he said it was an unnecessary play and a necessary reaction because he was heated and
pissed.
Dort went out of his way to trip him for no reason. There was nothing happening on the play. They're both just jogging back to the other end of the court, and he goes out of his way to stick a foot in front of him and knock him over.
Yep.
I understand him being upset. Yeah, I guess he like throws a shoulder at him as well, not just a trip.
Do you think they got the call right task when they went and looked at it and upgraded it to a flagrant 2? Because some people were reacting to that. Like, okay, hold on, flagrant 2. He's getting tossed for that? That's what some people were saying.
I totally understand that. The part of it where you toss him for that, I think, is because it's Nikola Jokic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say also maybe because it's Lu Dort, who
maybe.
You could say has a reputation easily now along the lines of Draymond, Dylan Brooks. Like He's gaining that, right?
Yes. To stick out a butt and a foot and a little bit of a shoulder, does it deem a flagrant 2 in a vacuum? I don't think so.
But
Looking at it, but because it's
Jokic.
Jokic who is coming back from an injury, yeah, I think that's part of it. Just toss a guy for that. There was definitely reckless, but it's not like,
You sound like Mark Daignault.
Do I?
He's saying, would he have been objected if Jay Will gets tripped?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Either
Or
way.
he's like, you better do it when
Exactly,
that happens.
yeah.
I mean, it's a combination of it's Jokic and a little of, hey, we all see what Dort does every single game.
Yeah.
So it's that part. But yeah, the funnier part is Jokic getting furious. And like, I just got thought of his brother. If you go back, Strahinja Jokic, who used to go at people in the audience, in the crowd, it felt like that was being transferred through Jokic's body, his bro. So yeah, I'm fine tossing Dort just because of all the stuff going around Lu Dort in general.
Yeah, and
I get that.
I'll add to that too. Not the first incident involving even Jokic in this game. We had the weird thing where SGA and him got tangled up, and then SGA, hit him with the ball, popped him off the head or whatever, and that was, I guess, a technical foul for that one. But my point is, like, tensions were getting high because of these other multiple smaller incidences. So then this happens. I think the refs are really just trying to take control of the game. That's it. Nip it in the bud. You're out of here, Dort. I mean, you could argue Dort getting tossed actually helped the Thunder and hurt the Nuggets because Dort wasn't playing. But I think they were just trying to keep this game from like spiraling out of control. And to their credit, it did after after he was tossed.
That's a part of it, yeah.
Yeah, just holy crap. A lot of opinions, obviously, on Lu Dort. And always good to see the compilation clips that always come back. Just another one to add of Dort. Just always going up to the line and crossing it. Again, very similar to the Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks, where they are winning players. They help teams get better. They're edge. But they can cross lines, and it can tire, especially if you're the opposition, to the point where you feel like that's reckless, that's dangerous, and now like you're not even really playing basketball at that point. There you go.
And he wasn't.
No,
That was not a basketball play.
I love Lu Dort, but I can't defend this. I mean, it's pretty apparent what he's trying to do.
Trying to trip him.
Luckily, nobody's hurt on the play. Sure, but I guess you could be, especially bang a knee, whatever. So, Lu Dort, loser of the weekend.
Good loser.
Yeah. Can I add one small one too? Broadcasters saying this evening or tonight when the game's on at 1:00 in the afternoon. I don't know what it is. It drives me nuts.
Tough.
Michael Malone did it a couple times there on that first call on Sunday. I just can't. I don't know why. Stop it. I have such a strong reaction to it because I'm like, the day's not even close to being over, Michael. I have so many things I want to do after watching this game. Don't say this evening or tonight. But I get it. You're just used to it because 99% of the time or whatever, 95% of the time, the game is at night.
And you're indoors. You don't know. You don't know what the weather looks like out there. I get more upset when they correct themselves. I'm like, we know what you mean, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We know.
Yeah,
we know what time it is.
Just don't say it, though.
Yeah, just let it slide. Just say today.
Let's give Michael Malone a little bit of a leash. How many games has he called? Like 2?
Not a lot. Yeah.
Not a lot.
This is early in his career of calling games.
Why doesn't Tissot add to the shot clock like a little thing that says it's day, midday, afternoon, evening, night, late night?
So the broadcaster can look at it
Yeah,
and say,
it's right there. Help him out.
today's game. Yeah.
You mean a clock?
Yeah. But the actual clock, not the game clock.
Right.
Okay, but
The thing that tells you what time of
That
day
is
it is.
in usually most arenas. too.
Yes.
You got to find it, but there's usually an actual just clock.
But that brings a question that I have a lot of concerns about. When does evening switch over to night?
Yeah, fair. But this
7
was
o'clock,
okay.
right?
The switch
7
over?
p.m. It's evening
tonight.
from 4:30 to 6:59. It's evening.
Evening.
I know 4:30 sounds like late afternoon, doesn't
No,
it?
I don't care about 4:30. 7 o'clock still feels like evening. It's not until 7:15 where it's night. I don't know what the switch is, but it's not 7.
Maybe when the games tip.
8? Maybe
I think
it's
when
8.
the games tip on the East Coast, it's officially night. 7:00. What do they do? 7:11. 7:10.
Yeah, some are 7-Eleven for sure.
Yeah, but that one at
tough
least
call.
I can debate. I wouldn't be so upset. But I'm sorry, when it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30, you can't say this evening. You can't
No,
say
you
tonight.
can't.
It's just not. It isn't. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Michael. Whew, jeez.
Oh yeah, you called him.
Jesus.
Old midday Mike.
Little boy of the night going out to Rylan Fong. It's Rylan's 18th birthday. Robert Fong made this happen for his son. That's a good dad right there.
Cool.
Also, Robert suggested a Woboy sub-segment. So let me just go off on a little tangent here. This is Robert writing in, quote, "A few episodes ago, I was listening to the show and I was a bit zoned out, but my ears perked up when I thought I heard Tass say dickhead. I chuckled because that is what you do when you hear dickhead. I re-listened and I realized that Tass had said Grady Dickhead. Grady Dickhead. 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 My proposal is that the day after every Raptors game during the Woboy segment, you add on Grady Dickhead and then list off Dick's stat line from the prior night's game." That's a Robert Fong suggestion. So
Thank you, Robert.
I'm not
We're
sure we
gonna
will
do it.
do that.
We're gonna do it.
Well,
Grady
they
Dick
didn't play yesterday, did they? No, they didn't. They didn't. Saturday, I can tell you, I don't think he did a lot. Grady Dick's not doing a whole lot this year. He's playing like a dickhead. But Rylan, happy birthday.
Yeah, you share a birthday with Brooks Barnheiser and Dylan Harper. What a threesome.
Man, did you
Those
three.
three.
Me catch myself on Rylan's name there? I was so close to saying Ryan. I almost said it. Almost said it.
You held the
tough.
Rylan. I thought maybe you were just emphasizing.
No, I just was about to say Ryan, but it's a Rylan.
That's a Rylan.
Yeah. Well, boy. Let's give it to Celtics big man, Neemias Queta. Yeah, Celtics fans, I'm giving it to Queta. Career high 27 points, grabbed 17 rebounds, led the Celtics to that victory over the Sixers there. Shot 10 of 14 from the field, 7 of 10 at the line, blocked 3 shots, had a steal, 27 turnover-free minutes for this guy. What a game. What a season.
He's been awesome. Literally awesome.
Bobby Marks wants him in the most improved player discussion. I saw him.
He should be.
Throwing it out there. Man,
He definitely should be.
Absolutely should be.
Yes. Neemias Queta. Also just a great name
It's a
to
beautiful,
say.
beautiful name, isn't it?
The only Portuguese player ever in the NBA, huh?
Only one ever?
He was definitely the first. I don't think there's been any since.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just talking
Confirmed.
about someone with about going back to Portugal, but going to Porto this time. Porto is supposed to be the bomb, man.
I had a friend go. They loved it.
I know. Everyone that
Recently.
goes to Porto,
Yeah.
they're like, Porto's the shit. And I loved all the other parts of Portugal I saw. So I believe it. We're going to Porto. Live show in Porto next week.
Bring your Queta jerseys. I can't even remember another guy that, we watched Euro Cup. Mm-hmm. And he was good. He was good for Portugal. I don't know the other
I
guys,
know.
though.
Yeah, me too.
The other
Is there Portuguese players? I'm struggling. If you could pull up a list,
a
I'd
good
love to
point.
hear some, though.
really good point.
We can.
Just a
I'll
second
vamp a little bit here.
here.
Porto. Have you been to Portugal at all?
I have not. No.
Oh, God.
No.
They got Diogo Brito,
Okay.
Diogo Ventura, and Diogo Gamero.
3 Diagos.
Three Diogos. Yeah.
Triple D.
Triple D. I don't think Guy ever went there.
No, Fiata's never been to Portugal. Pick 'em. February's done. That Friday night game with Dort, Tripp, and Jokic, that was a huge game because that was our final pick'em game for February. These two guys were tied, so whoever won it avoided having to lose the month and pay it off here very shortly. And it went to overtime. Overtime nearly worked in your favor this time, Tass. I thought about you. So I was like, oh God, which side is Tass on? This guy hates overtimes with pick'ems. But it nearly worked for you, but they didn't cover. Point is, Nuggets did. So Trey got the win. Tass finished 7-9. Trey, like the Atlanta Hawks himself, perfect 500, 8-8. I'm 10-6, so good month for me. And Tass is going to be paying it off. And it looks like the clubhouse leader for the payoff. Smelling salts.
Not Lamar Odom style. Not
A little uphill skiing for Tass Mellis on
No,
the show.
Lamar.
Oh, geez,
Not
that
going to
would
be
a
able to
fun
do
payoff.
that. Yeah, we'll be doing that. It's supposed to be coming in today.
Smelling salts. Oh, you bought them online?
It's so weird to buy them online.
Interesting. Oh, I just didn't know how you were even going to get them.
Wrong.
I feel like they're illegal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a second one in the hand,
Do you know
and
if
then
you-
make a decision.
Did you buy a pouch or did you buy a bottle? Like or what else do they come in?
Well, it's a little like a canister type of thing, like you're about to do some dip, that kind of canister.
Oh, I didn't think it like that.
But it requires a little water mix. I don't know
We
why.
got a whole concoction here.
I don't know.
Jeez.
That seems too elaborate though,
These-
so I'm gonna get a second
You're
one.
gonna be
to
like
decide.
Heisenberg. You're gonna be a chemist on the show here.
Yeah, it's
cooking up stuff.
You have to put in 5 milliliters of water, and then it's fine.
5 milliliters. That's a small amount.
Yeah, and then it
Activates it. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
So when are we? So you got to get them, and then we'll do it.
Yeah.
What? Maybe this week? Maybe Friday? I don't know.
What do you say, JD?
When is Tass doing smelling salts on the show?
Well, let's get them. But let's say Friday.
I mean, it's not
I don't know.
complicated.
Well, how's this working? You doing it before the show, in the middle of the show, end of the show? Like,
Yeah, it's a good question.
It's probably start of the show.
I think start. See what
and then you have
happens.
to
Get
deal with
fired
it.
up.
Tass might be like just going crazy that show.
Yeah, I'm gonna be lifting this table. I'm gonna be pumped.
Did
I
you
was
see?
surprised to see when I was looking at them at various retailers. It does seem to be like a weightlifters thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's smell some salts
Yeah.
and pump some iron.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either, but people definitely do it.
So
To
this is,
work
this
out
is a
with.
little bit of a Lamar
But
Odom
it's like-
situation. It feels
It's
like.
sort of.
Why do you
Didn't the
say that?
NFL?
I don't know, man. It's gonna get you.
Well,
it's gonna get you.
Yeah,
The
I
NFL
know.
banned
Reading
it.
about it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of doing it.
Did the NFL ban it? Am I crazy? Like they.
Oh no, I don't know.
There was something years ago about them,
Yeah.
like trying to cut back on it, or
You're-
like I don't know.
Yeah, because George Kittle was complaining about it once upon a time.
Like it's an advantage.
Well, no, it's like not healthy for you to do it a lot.
No.
because I think NFL players are probably just doing it every down. for crap.
Potential to mask concussion symptoms.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Give me the smelling
Yeah.
salts. I'm ready.
What is it? Ammonia?
I think so.
Is
yeah.
that what it is?
In some of them, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Tass
Well,
will be
figure it
doing
out.
smelling salts.
Let's talk about tonight's game.
Oh yeah.
The,
Right.
the
Right.
Clippers.
sure.
Yeah, it's a kickoff march. At first, I thought Raps Knicks are playing tonight.
Just had the
That's what
wrong
I put
game
in there.
in.
Well, listen, FanDuel, I wouldn't have tomorrow's games on the same slate as today's games.
Or if you
That being
do,
said,
like put like a
line,
like
yeah.
a line. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. It
But
looks like it's on.
But it's betting. They just want you to go. They just want you to bet. Doesn't matter what day it is. Just bet. Either way, that's my fault. It did say Tuesday. Either way, the Clippers at Warriors tonight. National TV. I'm taking the Warriors. Feel like at home, they may take care of business. DeAnthony Melton is going to have a big game. He just blocked LeBron James in the post. What a block. You guys have the Clippers to take care of Golden State. They got to win by 2 or more, while the Warriors can lose by 1 or win outright.
Darius Garland hopeful to make his
Ooh.
Clippers debut
Yeah.
tonight.
Cool.
So there is that little storyline. Not a lot of games on tonight. I think there's only 4 games
Just
on in
4.
total. Yeah, but yeah, this one could be interesting, especially if Garland plays. Love to see that. As the Clips, they're in the play-in, aren't they? They're not falling out.
No, this is a big game for seeding.
guess, yeah.
This is the best game we got going tonight. Rockets at Wizards, Celtics at Bucks, Nuggets at Jazz.
Oh, this is a rough night. Should we hit the beach tomorrow?
We might need to,
might
hit
be
the
a
beach.
good
Send
day.
in your questions.
Send in your questions.
Yeah,
no
please do.
dunks inc at gmail.com if you want to email them in. You can leave them in the YouTube comments. You can hit us up on social media. Yeah, we should hit the beach either tomorrow or Wednesday, one of these days. So let's do that, because those are bad games.
Yeah, they are.
Didn't
But we
realize.
got a lot more bad games on Tuesday, but a good chunk.
Okay.
A nice chunky schedule.
All right,
And
all right.
Detroit, Cleveland. Come on, that's nice.
Yeah, Knicks,
Ooh,
Raptors,
real nice.
Spurs, Sixers.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of chunky, that was a chunky podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe, 5-star ratings and reviews. And yeah, we see those comments on Spotify. I saw Tass Mellis on Spotify in the comments section.
Oh, yeah. I was, defending my Giannis argument. that
Oh,
people
right.
questioned, everybody questioned. That's when I get all sensitive.
When's this guy coming back,
gotta
man?
defend it.
What's going on with this guy? Is he playing tonight? Probably not.
Haven't heard any news.
Dr. Giannis said 4 to 6 weeks. Has it not been that long?
Yeah, go on YouTube. Make a YouTube video for us, Dr. Giannis.
YouTube University? All right, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be stepping on the beach if we get enough good questions. Till then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you feel the need, you can shave your head like Jalen Suggs.
I thought it looks good,
Did look good.
right?
Chrome Dome.
Yeah, he pulls it off.
Maybe tomorrow we go with the top 5 NBA players that should shave their heads.
Okay, number 1 and 2, LeBron and Kevin Durant. Whatever order you want to put them in.
Jeff Green is involved.
Okay.
Trey Young is involved.
Oh, come on. Trey's hair is coming in a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's disrespect. I think it's fine. I think it's fine too. And he's got a smaller head. I don't know how great it would look.
Yeah, I saw.
That would be a big change.
Oh my god.
At least like LeBron and
they're
Jeff
like-
Green have short hair.
Yeah,
You could
Durant,
almost
yeah.
say that. That would be weird to see.
That would be very weird. But Suggs looks good. Looks good. All right, brace the day, people.